everyone. Welcome to Maker Monday with Brentwood Library. I'm Lindsay, and today we are going to be making fairy gardens. Now, you should have picked up your kits at the library, but if you didn't pick up a kit, that's okay. Fairy gardens are super easy to recreate at home because really it's up to you. You just use your own imagination. You can collect things from nature. You can collect twigs, pebbles, moss, rocks. Any of that is perfect for a fairy garden. If you have figurines, little toys that you play with, dinosaurs can work. Leftover pieces from your dollhouse, or if you've ever had a fish and you have pieces left over from your aquarium, like the little bridges, those are all perfect accessories to add to your fairy garden. All right, so in your kit from the library, you'll see a few things. You'll see a container of some sort to plant your garden. You'll see a bag of pool noodles, and these are actually to put in the very bottom of your planter box. And that way you don't have to use as much soil because the flower that we gave you doesn't require that much soil. So put this in the bottom underneath your soil as kind of filler for the bottom of your fairy garden. Then you'll have received a bag of soil. There's your soil. And you'll have received some kind of little fairy house. It might not look exactly like this, but you'll have received some kind of little fairy house. And you'll have received a little figurine, whether that be a fairy or a gnome. They're all a little bit different, but this is generally what you should have gotten in your kit from the library. One thing to mention is before you start planting, make sure you poke holes in the bottom of whatever container you have. Some of them have these little perforated holes here, and you need to poke those out so that when you water your flower, it has some drainage in the bottom. Okay, and these are just things that we've provided for you. You're welcome to use them or not. You can change whatever you want in your fairy garden. Like I said, it's your garden. You use your imagination, so you can add things that you find around your house, from your doll houses. You can search for different things outside. It's all up to you and your imagination and what you want your fairy garden to look like. You can make your fairy garden any way that you want. You can use the pan that we provided, or if you'd rather plant it in a bigger size pot, that's perfectly fine. Some fairy gardens are multiple pots, and that's okay too. So like I said, what we've provided you, that's just a blueprint. This is your fairy garden, so you can do whatever you want with it. If you want to make it an outside fairy garden, you can do that. If you'd rather have yours inside, that's great too. My daughter and I made a fairy garden, and she just really likes to play with the little figurines, so our fairy garden is almost never put together. And that's the beauty of fairy gardens too, is that they're movable. So you can set it up one time and decide, like, maybe you don't like the way it looks, so you just change it. It's as simple as that. So check out these examples, and maybe they'll give you some ideas about what you want to do for your fairy garden. Barb from the library is gonna walk you through your fairy themed crafts. You should have gotten the materials for these in your kit that you picked up from the library. So stay tuned and she will walk you through how to do the crafts.
That you've put together your fairy garden and you have everything in the soil that you'd like, your little house, your little fairy. We are going to do a couple of crafts to add to the fairy garden. And we are going to turn all of these pieces into this. This is our unicorn fairy house. How did we do it? You start with, you will receive 7, 8, 9 craft sticks in your kit, and you're going to count 7 of them out, line them up like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And in order to hold them together, I used Elmer's glue. I tried a glue stick, it's not strong enough. So hot glue with an adult, Elmer's glue, tacky glue. And you're going to glue across one of these strips, and you're going to put it at the bottom and push it down, hold it down so it sticks. And you're going to do the same thing with the other. Glue across the one side. You're going to put this one at the top, and you are going to push down, and you are going to hold it until it sticks. If you're using Elmer's glue, it won't take long at all. Once this is the back. So once it has dried like this, you're going to turn it over. Here is the top. This is the acorn top. You're going to glue it to the top of your craft sticks. This is the door with the little circle handle on it. The door goes at the bottom. And these two are windows. You can put the windows here and here. As I did, I made little window panes with a marker. And we will include the tissue paper that you can make tissue paper, make it a different design on your roof. You will be getting different colors in your kits, but it'll still be the same. So that is our unicorn house. When it's done, you just stick it in your garden like this. You can add flowers to it. Maybe you can put some color into it if you'd like. That is our unicorn house. So let me put this aside because we're going to do one more craft. We are going to do a fairy wand. This one's not complete, but I got it started. And I'm going to you will get a piece of wire. It's very sharp on both ends. So please be very careful. An adult will have to do this part for you as well. So you're going to take one end, like I've done here. Here's one end here. It's going to be the bottom. You're going to kind of just twist it around. Continue to twist it in like a circle shape, more or less, as big as you want it or as small as you want it. And you're going to, so it's not going to stand up on its own, but it is a base. This is what's going to go into your flower garden. And once you have that once you have the loop in the bottom, then you're going to start stringing your beads. Everyone will get a bag of beads. You can string them any way you want. String them all the way up, almost to the top. Maybe leave an inch and a half at the top, because then you're going to you need to twist it around so that the beads, when you do this, the beads don't fall off. We don't want our beads to fall off. And once you're done, you stick that down into your fairy garden. You've got your house. You've got your fairy. I think you will have so much fun making this.
All right, so let's talk about how to care for your flower. So different types of flowers require different amounts of water and sunlight. Your flower, which is a marigold, likes a lot of sunlight. So make sure you put it in a spot whether it's inside or outside, make sure it's in a spot that's getting a lot of sunlight. Also, marigolds like to have moist soil. So every day or so, just kind of feel around the soil and make sure that the soil feels damp. If it doesn't feel damp, then you need to water your flower. Also, right after you plant your flower, make sure you give it a good drink of water so that it doesn't go into shock. Okay, and I've provided an instruction sheet in your kit that you picked up from the library, so it has those instructions in there as well. All right, the last thing that we're going to do today is some STEM prompts that are going to accompany your fairy garden. It's just a way to kind of further your learning and kind of look at the more scientific and mathematical aspects of gardening. it's just an extra activity. You don't have to do them, but it could be a fun activity for the summer. Also, at the end of this video is a list of books that are available within the county. You can check them out at the library. Some of them are on fairy gardening in general, and some of them are on making various fairy gardening crafts that you can make together with a parent or caregiver and use them for your fairy garden. So those, like I said, those are available for checkout within the county. All right, thanks for joining us today, and I hope you have a lot of fun making your fairy garden. Bye.